How's it going, everybody? I wanted to put together what I'm hoping is going to be a relatively quick video. Um, so, for those of you that are looking forward to the coaching session tonight, Friday, I'm going to have to push that back. I'm probably just going to reschedule it because of the fact that I've got some other stuff that I forgot that I had planned. You know, go figure, right? But I also wanted to give you guys kind of a quick update as to how I'm progressing forward with how the workbooks are going and things like that. So the I wanted to show you guys a couple things real quick, just to kind of sweeten the deal a little bit with you. So as you can see on my screen, I have the workbook. I started working on it, and based off the answers that I got, which is stuff like this. Whoops. Where I have, you guys are definitely looking forward to tasks and solutions versus just a simple copy and paste, which I completely understand how that comes into play. So, all that good stuff that goes along with that. So, good stuff there. So, at the same point in time, so I've decided to do a deployment section, tasks and solutions. I'm breaking it down, a whole big section, and then I'll link the two together. So medium site one there will be a solution the link in the workbook for you to go right to the solutions. But for the most part, if you're going through Encore and an RC, I'm suspecting that you're gonna be, for the most part, comfortable with most of the things that are needed to be configured anyway. You're gonna understand trunking, you're gonna understand VLANs, spanning tree, port channels, EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, and you're going to understand some of the main pieces. And topology is big on purpose, and I'm sure most of you realize that. I don't expect everybody to be able to run it out of the gates full bore. It is bigger than what you can support in Cisco Modeling Labs or CML, so you'll be pretty much kind of required to run it inside of Eve. So that's one of the first things that I wanted to make mention, because there were some people that commented, not on YouTube, but had sent me messages where they were like, well, it doesn't make sense with the way you're trying to do it, because most of us don't have the ability of labbing up something so big. And I get that, and I understand that aspect of things. So, but at the end of the day, the idea is the practical workbook. If you can do it, great. If you can't, so be it. I understand. So it's there to have a known good working configuration for tasks and solutions and the tickets that we're going to be going through and building. So there's going to be a lot that goes into this. So I'm actively working towards it. So hopefully we'll have that stuff done, and it'll be dual stack, which means it'll be IPv4 and IPv6 at the same time. So we'll be going through both. So that is that. Now there were some comments, and everything's good. Right? I'm not saying anything in a negative way, but as I'm going through the different concentration exams for enterprise, I was surprised at myself, and Cisco's website allowed me to download the latest, or at least the same version of code that is for Cisco SD-WAN on the CCIE Enterprise Infrastructure version 1.1 blueprint, which is 20.9. So I started putting together a feeler website, or sorry, a feeler topology, meaning I'm going to go see what's new and start messing around with it to try to get it stood up. And my goal is to create a workbook for SD-WAN as well. And my goal is to go through and do a bunch of do the same thing for most of the enterprise tracks, or sorry, most of the CCNP tracks wherever I can. SD-WAN, service provider, security, data center, where we'll focus on VXLAN and things like that. So voice where it makes sense. Just gives me something to do. Anyway, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a teaser. I do happen to have the 20.9 version of vManage up and running in my lab, and I've got it rolled out. And if I do a quick snap, whoop, is this the right one? Nope, sorry, this one. So this is just a quick, this is not the last and final topology, but it is similar to the topology that I did for SD-WAN the first time back in 2019. So that was almost 5 years ago. So I'm going back through my notes and things like that to try to get this working. There's a lot of similarities, and I'm going to be putting together a workbook for SD-WAN. So this is like if you're like looking at this and going, "Wow, that's awesome." Uh, let's. I'm taking baby steps with this because I want to get it fully working and then document everything. So there will be a deploy piece. There's limitations. I won't be able to do cloud from the looks of it and stuff like that. So it's going to give you guys just a high level overview of what's going on in that respect. So that's one of the things that I'm working on as well, because it is something that's it's part of the enterprise track, and there's a lot of customers using SD-WAN, so it made sense. With that being said, I will be doing a bunch of demos for that. I'm going to try to go through the entire exam blueprint and talk about everything, including architecture and things like that. And uh, there was a question that was asked. I forget where it came in from about the video courses that will follow the workbooks and how they'll be made available. And my intention is anything that moving forward, there will be, if it's course specific, meaning it's geared towards a certification or a platform where there's going to be, say, 20, 30, 40, 50 videos that would go along with the workbook, because it'll always be workbook first for me to get everything right and have a known good working configuration that you guys can follow. The videos will come after the workbook is complete, to be a video walkthrough, technical deep dives, that type of stuff. So that is my goal with that. Now, I'm planning on putting the workbooks will always be made available as a single purchase, and my goal in the future is to make it so that it's a one-time purchase for the workbook. So if you want to buy just the workbook, you can pay the whatever I charge for the workbook in that particular time. It's yours for life. And then if there's any updates, I would go through and do the updates accordingly. However, I'm also going to be doing an all access pass, essentially, where you'll be able to pay on a low monthly subscription, probably like 25 a month or something like that, to where you'll get access to everything that I do, whether it's the topologies from YouTube that you've seen, the workbooks, the videos that go along with the workbooks, all that type of stuff is what I'm planning on doing. It's going to take me some time to put all this together because I'm one person, and I have, as you can see, quite a bit to go through to be thorough, and that's the whole goal here, is to be thorough, so that when you guys are putting money out for a product, you're not getting a 50-page book and you're like, well, what the heck? You're getting a multi-100-page book that's geared to try to help you understand how to put all these technologies together, and it's a practical workbook. So it's going to be geared for you to get things up and running. So that's the whole point here. And I have a feeling the troubleshooting section is going to be the part that most people are going to be wanting to go after. And the troubleshooting section, I'm going to always try to keep the topology available and around, and the initial configurations, because I can always change up things over time, or I could have like troubleshooting lab 2 and 3 and 4 and evolve it over time. So those are my plans. So if you're cool with that, great. If not, that's okay too. So I also plan on doing some stuff for security. So there will be stuff for ASA, there will be stuff for firepower, Palo, Fortinet, all that type of stuff that you guys might be working with. The same thing with service provider. I'm planning on building out a decent sized service provider environment to where we can have multiple labs or multiple topologies wrapped into one, and it'll be a walkthrough of all the different technologies that go into play with that type of stuff. That is my game plan. So I have I'm thinking through a lot of this stuff and how I would develop it, with an intent to try to get you guys where you want to be certification wise, and taking the information that I know and putting it into good use for you guys. So that is my game plan. I'm not getting rid of YouTube. YouTube will stay. However, it's one of those things where over time I'm going to evolve YouTube to be not a bunch of certification specific videos. It's going to be more talking about technology, where I'll have a video that covers this, or I'll release a video or two from the series that I created that you guys will be able to purchase if you want, but there will be some videos available if you want to access the videos that way. So that's kind of the direction I'm going to be going in the future. But I'm definitely going to be keeping a lot of the more free-form stuff, Ask Me Anything, Whiteboard Wednesday, the coaching sessions on Friday, all that type of stuff. That will stay Well, except for the coaching sessions, all that stuff will stay free. You'll be able to access that type of stuff. So that's my plan. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, please let me know in the comment section below. Don't be afraid to reach out and be like, hey, I'd like to see this. I do have the intention of trying to mess around with ICE in the real world networking. I've been looking at some different ways to develop that with the SD-WAN stuff, how we can integrate SD-WAN with a real world networking type of scenario where you're on here today with routers and maybe you have an ELAN type of service deployed and you want to move to SD-WAN, and so you deploy SD-WAN and then you do a migration, how that would work. That's something I work with a lot of customers on. So a lot of cool things and ideas that I have. It's just a matter of time to get through them all and lay them all out. So like I said, I'm trying to be useful to the community and pay it forward as much as I can. So if there's something specific that you guys want to see or the topic you want to dive into, let me know, because the more you guys let me know, the better off this is all going to be. Feedback is always welcome and important. So with that being said, I'm going to try to keep this video short, and I will catch all of you guys in the next one.